Hey, it's Glebshkut here. Why you shouldn't target multiple home improvement contractors at once as a social media marketing agency or digital marketing agency. Because this is what I'm doing right now when I'm doing cold calling for digital marketing agencies. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I have two clients who are targeting different prospects. One of them is targeting plumbers, another one is targeting everyone, but for my specific case, I chose pest control companies because he has a lot of testimonials for them. So in this video, I want to explain why you shouldn't do the same and why you should choose just one niche and go with this one and not switch and look into another one. The reason is pretty simple, because whenever you are targeting multiple niches, you're basically breaking your brain. You're trying to remember multiple things at once, because whenever somebody is using some service, let's say Service Titans, this is what plumbers use. For pest control companies, this is not what they use. They don't have some of those software, they don't have some of the tools, they have different subscription models, they have different pricing, they have different number of calls that they're getting. They're getting more calls, but those calls are worth less to them, or sometimes they're worth more. There's different variations of the services that they have. Some of them are more expensive. You can pay thousands of dollars for some of them. Okay, for plumbers you can do the same, but this is less rare, but sometimes it's not less rare. Sometimes it's pretty normal. So this is what we all need to understand for each of those niches that we're working with. And this is also the reason why I didn't want to onboard any other clients for my current agency, because I didn't delegate this process of doing cold calls yet. This is what I'm doing for my clients, because I understand that if I do this, I will not be able to do everything effectively, because I will have to remember 3 niches at once. I'll have to remember all the problems. Even right now, whenever I'm doing outreach, I'm trying to make my scripts similar. I'm making them off of the same template. And whenever I use one of the scripts for my first client, I'm using the same variation for the second client by just changing the numbers of calls that we're offering, the guarantee that we have, or changing the name of the company, changing the testimonial, but the rest is kind of staying the same. And this is still kind of the beauty of me running this business, but I could potentially get another script for one of my clients if I would see some effectiveness there. And if I do this here and I utilize another script for another home improvement contractor and it's different, maybe I notice something that is working just specifically for plumbers, then I wouldn't be able to utilize it for pest control companies, and it would go crazy. I would have to remember multiple script variations. I would have to switch between them, especially if I have everything in one account. And for example, I can get one call, then I get another call, and I don't know who I'm talking to. And this is sometimes what's happening to me. Like, I'm getting phone calls on my phone and it doesn't show the number, because it's going from my Go High Level, it's going to the phone, and it's ringing as a normal phone number, so it doesn't show the name. And I have no idea who is calling me. And I don't know who I need to talk to. Am I talking to a pest control company, or am I talking to a plumber? Because pretty much anyone can call me back. And this is what's gonna happen with your case as well if you will be targeting multiple companies at once. Of course, I understand that the approach is pretty much similar, but still no, because delivery is also going to be different depending on the companies that you're working with. If you've done this for pest control companies, you'll know what ads are working for them, what copy is working for their website. But with plumbers, it's going to be different. It's going to be a different booking form maybe. It's going to be different services. It's going to be different information. It's going to be a different approach to work. Even mindset may be different. Maybe some of them will be open to working 24 hours a day. Some of them will be working just from 9 to 3 p.m. And you will have to remember all of those things, first of all. And you will have to change your delivery. And besides the delivery, main point that I'm trying to make is client acquisition, reaching out to those people. Because reaching out is the biggest part. After you got the clients, there is pretty much no problem. You can figure everything out, but here it's a huge problem, and you need to be able to speak to one person and show to him that you understand him. But once you are working with multiple avatars at once, is going to be a huge problem. And this is kind of happening to me a little bit right now. I'm still okay because, again, I'm utilizing the same scripts. I'm also utilizing the help of my teammates, so I can also delegate some of the work, and I'm doing this more right now. And at some point when I delegate this, I will not have to struggle with it. But even I know that if I go to another home improvement contractor, let's say I will start working with roofers, it will be a problem for me because it's a different niche. I don't know exactly what their problems are. I don't know their slang. I don't know anything what they're saying. For example, I got one friend who said that you can say to to roofers that the proof is going to be in the pudding. And this is why we need to get on the call and actually show you the real numbers, show you the real information, and basically give you the proof. And the reason why he says this specific phrase is because roofers have been saying this exact phrase to him as an objection. They were saying like, the proof is going to be in the pudding, man. I don't believe you, like something like this. And this is why he started saying this before even they said it, because this is what many roofers were saying. But in my industry, in plumbers and pest control, I've never heard anything like this. Even while I started saying this as well, but I've never heard anyone saying like this. But what I've heard is selling leads. I've heard Angie's List. I've heard Yelp. I've heard shared leads. I've heard all of this stuff that they don't like, and I can utilize it. And what is even crazy here is that I don't even remember from whom I've heard all of those things. I've heard it from the guys that I called to, but I called to both. So I don't even remember Angie's List. Is this a problem for plumbers or is this a problem for pest control? Is Yelp the problem for pest control or for plumbers? So the case may be that I will be using those wordings for Yelp for plumbers, but they will not resonate with them because it was what pest control said to me. So I'm kind of messing my head with all of this information, and I may not be able to use it in the correct way. Obviously I may, but there is still a chance that I will forget something. I will just increase the number of complexities that I'm getting here because I have two avatars. And also, there is a case that you may consider switching the niche because you may think that one is easier than another. Maybe there is a case like this, but most likely the best niche is going to be the ones that you will just stick to for a long time. So if you think that you need to go to some other niche is going to be easier, no, probably it will not be. The best niche is going to be the one that you worked with for a while, that you understand problems of. And this is what I'm seeing from my client as well, who've been working with just plumbers, and he literally speaks his language. He understands what their problems are. He's showing the proof. He's showing that he has experience of working with those guys. Whenever he talks to one of those prospects that I bring to him, I can hear that he shows a lot of proof. He shows authority. And this is what happens when you work with just one type of prospect, because this client, he's working with just plumbers. This is another client that is working pretty much with everyone, but this one is working with just plumbers, so he knows them perfectly. His company is called just for, basically meaning plumbers. His company is called Pipe Range, if somebody is interested. So this is what he does, and I can hear that he shows this experience. He shows that he understands them, and they understand that he understands them, and this increases the likelihood of getting the deal done. And this is what you can achieve by just targeting one niche. And this is what I also noticed a few times, that those companies that are targeting everyone, at some point they create another company which is targeting just one small group of businesses, just one niche, because they saw more results with them, they resonated with them better. So this is what you can even start doing from the start. Why even create this company targeting everyone? If you can just focus on one, put more efforts into this, and just understand one specific niche, and don't break your head with all of those different pieces of information that may not be useful for you as a result. So this is what I do myself, kinda, or at least I'm trying to, but for my specific case it doesn't really apply. But this is what I recommend to do for my clients. And whenever I'm working with my clients, I'm not calling everyone at once. I'm just specific in choosing one avatar who I'm working with. And this is what I recommend you to do as well. See you in the next video, and feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn if you want to chat about this process. Maybe I will be able to help you to automate your cold calling at some point after I have capacity for more clients. See you somewhere.